Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's Wednesday, so that's supposed to be my bad joke day. So this guy gets arrested for a crime and he's put in prison. And the first that he's in prison, he's in the lunchroom, he's eating, and all of a sudden he hears somebody go, 123. And everybody just starts cracking up tremendously. And after another minute or two, he hears somebody goes, 87. Oh my God, the guy next to him's like tearing with laughter, can't doubled over with intensity. Waits a few more minutes, then somebody else says, 217. Oh my God, the whole place is like a bunch of monkeys cackling, insane. He turns to the guy next to him and says, what's going on with this? He says, well, those of us have been here for so long, we don't even tell the joke anymore. We just memorize what the joke is and we call out the number, and that's how it works. Oh, that's really interesting. So he spends the whole next year learning what all the numbers are and what all the jokes are connected to the numbers. And then he decides one day, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. So when there's a low in the action lunch, he goes out and says, 53. Dead silence. Oh, that was a good one. And he goes, 122. Nothing. So you hear a pin drop. He says, all right, I'll just try one more. 76. Nothing. He turns to the guy next to him and says, what was wrong? He says, I don't know, some people just don't know how to tell a joke. Anyway, my understandings for the day that I'm going to take into my life, and I hope that you take some of this with you, is the teachings for me are an attempt to restore the sacred into the secular, which is spiritually barren for so many people. You have to face the fear of something new, the fear of being criticized, the fear of sticking your neck out. But the real truth is that following somebody else's path, that's their destiny. As soon as you follow a path, it's somebody else's. Yours is not already mapped out. In fact, it's created as you walk it. So each one of us has the responsibility of creating a new relationship to life. That is the real creative act, innovative, sending, moving forward to some spiritual experience you've never had before, and then fighting against the descent, the inertia that keeps pulling you back to what's been done before. So it's as if each one of us has a poet or an artist inside ourselves that's pushing into spiritual realms, waiting to be found. And of course, once you understand that where you stumble is where your treasure is, that your wound is a womb from which you can give birth to something, then you accept the challenge, the invitation to do something bigger, greater, find deeper powers within yourself. So if you respond to this, there's an amplification of your life and your consciousness. And that's where everything becomes transparent to something that's transcendent. If in the old traditions, every act has been mythologized, that's where the powers are evoked. It doesn't matter whether it's to build a house, plant a garden, make love to your spouse, go to war. It renders revelation on every single level. Nothing is not touched by the spiritual spin that you give everything. And so that's why I always say, what is the spiritual meaning and not the literal meaning of all the scriptures? You have to analyze the scriptures in light of your own psyche and what is your life task, or in the Jewish tradition they call avodas Hashem, your service to God. So what inspires your actions? To do something means you got to do something. And since the darkest recesses have always been with us, we can't deny and not face life as an ordeal. But one of the strangest things to discover is sometimes even the detours of your life turn out to be the main directive later on. So my final shot is to remind myself and everybody else to read fairy tales, because you don't think of them as true. And so you get the spiritual meaning. And sometimes fiction can give you an abstraction of truth that's deeper than nonfiction.